You know, it's kind of depressing that even when you go to a con that Vic Mignogna is not at, no matter how big or how small it is, you're always going to find that one prick who's glad he's not there. Whether it be due to scheduling conflicts, contract breaches, or something happening to Vic's mother, the latter of which I would never wish on Barbara Myers. Thanks, Raph. Case in point, today I went to a freebie 1 day, 5 hour long micro convention at a brewery company near my house, Concord Micro Con. But most people don't show up for this con for the cosplay. They come for either the comics or the food. I'm getting there, Iggy. Anyway, near the end, I went back to a tent that was selling anime and movie related stuff. I found a card with X for XCon in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, which happens in 2 weeks. For those who don't remember, I was hyped for Vic showing up to this con. Unfortunately, he had to back, as I mentioned a while back, Vic had to back out due to a scheduling conflict. He had to say no to the contract and pull out due to a scheduling conflict, namely a conflict of interest with his back anime contract that had been rolled over the last 2 years due to COVID. And the shop vendor said he was glad that Vic backed out because he would not take his daughter anywhere near a con Vic was at. And I started to think, oh great, a jackass who's a kick vicar, a jackass vendor who's a kick vicar. Now he claims he knows some people who were legitimately groped by Vic. Of course, for confidentiality of the customers, he's not going to reveal their names. If he did, he'd be no different than Mars Girl. Even if these individuals are legit, why not just admit it? That being said, I then snapped back saying, couldn't be any worse than the shit Damon Mills pulled. And he said, what? And I was just like, forget. Because even if I did mention what Damon did, he would just parrot the bullshit that the allegations were dropped, the guy who said it lied, and the story. We all know that's not the case. Damon is a bipolar or personality disordered, homosexual schizophrenic who will do anything to get out of trouble, including threatening suicide against someone who accuses him. Suicide to get anyone who accuses him of pedophilic, like homosexual grouping off his back. We all know this. And his buddies in the Crunchyroll cabal will do anything to get the stories dropped as they threaten Anime News Network. Needless to say, that little conversation left a bit of a sour taste in my mouth, and I left the convention shortly thereafter. Will I go back May 6th of next year? Yes. But will I ever go into that tent again? No. And for those wondering, none of the major voice acting celebrities come to this convention. It's so small and out of the way, and trust me, I would know. I tried to get both Vic and Kylie Bear to come to this, but Vic's in Philadelphia this weekend, so he was off the table. I don't know what Kyle is up to. Even then, I'm going to be seeing him in 3 weeks at Animazement. I would have also suggested Vic for Heroes Con, but here's the thing with that one. Yet, this wouldn't work. That convention, June 24th through 26th, would work for none of the VAs. Why? Only individuals tethered to the comic book industry are allowed inside that con. So, yeah, no VAs that either kick Vic or stand with Vic are allowed at Heroes Convention. You've had to either have written or illustrated a comic book to get into that con. And the only person I'm of note of, know of note of that is showing up at that con who has done that, but is also a Quebecois pro wrestler who is showing up, is a man by the name of Andy Belanger, aka, if you ever to any of my Quebecois viewers and subs, not that I have any, goes by the ring name of Animal Bob Anger from the International Wrestling Syndicate. So, yeah, Squally, scrap any idea for Heroes Con. Vic wouldn't get in, can't get in unless he's written a comic book or had a hand in illustrating one. Anyway, I find it depressing how deep Mars Girl has caused a schism. People like Mars Girl, Montreal, Jamie Markey have caused the schism to be within the anime fan base. And how deep and wide the hatred for Vic goes. If we're ever going to drain it, we need to cut the cancer at its nucleus. That nucleus is Mars Girl. She needs to be brought out into the light and pulled from the veil of TikTok shadows she hides behind and be forced to admit the truth of what she did. She didn't do it for virtuous reasons. She did it for clout. She's nothing but a career serial killer. No more, no less. She hasn't murdered people, she's murdered their livelihoods with what she's done. And as for this tent vendor, see if I ever talk to you again, you sycophant, you twit. Try digging for the truth instead of going by word of mouth. I stand with Vic now, then, forever. Leave a comment, smash the like, sub to the channel. Till next time, Mets2128 signing out. Goodbye and good night. Bang.